Hello everybody, this is Johnny S with another vlog, and today's vlog is going to be a nightly vlog. It might be a long topic, but I'll try to keep it as short as possible. I do have some notes because there are multiple thoughts that I'm having through my mind, and I'm trying to get them noted down in the best way that I can. The video is going to be called Learning to Slow Down Our Lives. It's something which has been happening for many years. I have noticed it since a younger age, and it's been increasingly more evident, and it has been increasing both in size and in repeatance, let's say. There's more often we see this, and we see it in a much bigger way. When I was younger, I grew up in Australia, so one of the things that I used to see is when we were living in the suburb areas, the pace of life in general was much slower in comparison to the city. So whenever we used to go to the central Sydney areas, the people used to work much faster. They used to work faster, walk faster. Everything was just faster, and this was something that was quite evident, and it became more intense as the years passed by. Same thing happened in Greece and in all major cities. The world is moving at a very fast pace. I don't want to get into the topic of why this is. I do have my perception on this matter, but because I don't want to drill down onto that topic a lot, let's say, I'm going to try to keep it and focus on the result rather than the cause. And I'm going to say that in today's life, and as the making of the video, it's 2025, the world is moving at a very fast pace, and this is not healthy, at least as per my understanding, as per my beliefs. There is something we can do about it, so I do want to leave a positive message into this video. I do have a couple of things that I have tried in my life and they have worked to a certain extent, but again, I am also struggling with this, as we are all struggling with this in our lives. I was having some thoughts, and I put some points down just to clarify and guide my thought, to begin with the cause, the root cause, let's say, the effects, and then what possible solutions are. Some of them have been tried out by me also. Some of them are side effects, let's say, and some of them are things that I think all of us actively we should try to achieve them. At least if you agree with me with the initial statement and title of the video that our lives are fast-paced moving. If you believe that they're not fast-paced moving, then I guess this video is not for you. I can't say it more simple than that. So if you're one of these persons that you have this hinge that things are moving very fast, you're losing sometimes pieces of your day, you zone out, let's just say, you go to autopilot, you say you might whatever, the routine, all these things, which also causes stress. If you do feel that, then I do think there's things that we can do to have a solution. The part of this fast-paced moving world is not only on our physical terms when it comes to us moving through the world, which that is also, it also comes from the responsibilities that we have. So to give an example, our lives, our working hours, you're always in a rush, you're always trying to get from place A to B to C. When you get older, you get married, you have children, you got to take a child from one place again to another place. Again, that's very heavy working, and simultaneously, whilst we have all these fast-paced moving things, we also have the social media, the entertainment industry, which is also pushing for something which is very fast-moving. Sorry if I'm tapping the camera. I'm trying to be able to watch the screen. Keep an eye on the time. So I do believe that the social media is not helping. It's actually pushing also this fast-paced movement. you possibly have heard that there's many people that have ADHD, they have loss of focus, they cannot stay in one place at one time or focus their mind on one particular subject. Applications such as TikTok does not help because it's a quick bombardment of information, so we're quickly shifting through things, let's say, which is not the way that it used to be, first of all, and it's not the ideal way. You want to find a mixture. You don't have to go all the way slowed down, but you don't simultaneously have to go to where we are now. I think now we have gone to the other extreme. We have gone off board when it comes to overly fast, over information, there's not a single time that you're not on a screen, you're not doing something. You basically don't have a second to yourself to think some things clearly, and think of how you're going to go about doing some of these things. And sorry if I'm moving the camera a bit. And the result from all these things which do exist is that there's psychological issues. One of the psychological issues that we mentioned is, for example, the stress. As I said before, it's the most basic one, but it's a very important one, you know what I mean? You're having stress, you're stressed in your life, your stress can cause many diseases, so your mental, let's say, component is also affects your physical component, you know what I mean? Your mind being stressed all the time can cause many diseases. I'm not going to get into the fucking details of it, but it causes many bad shit to you, you know what I mean? To your body, to your mind, to everything. And there's other psychological issues as well, psychological issues such as getting attention, because everything is moving fast. You're not focused on intimate things, you're not focused on the details, on little things, and that goes both for parents, for kids, for friendships, for whatever it is. You know, I mean, the kids don't get as much love and attention because the parents are running all the time in a continuous manner, 24/7. And then they don't take the time to spend with their kids. That also affects the kids. That makes the kids sometimes look for more attention, seek approval, seek all these things. There's a lot of mental issues and things which can be caused by this fast pace. They can have short-term and long-term effects, obviously. And in the long-term case, I think it can lead even to death. There has been people that have been overstressed. Others take their lives. I'm advocating against this. By no means you should do this. And if you do find yourself that you cannot cope, then you can seek professional help and you can talk to people. But I do think that one of the best, let's say, medicines to that is self-evaluation and acknowledgement. So you have to acknowledge that there's an existing issue in order for you to begin to find ways for solution. And the second one, I'll say, before you go to professionals and psychotherapists, psychologists and so forth, is discuss, have open communication, share your ideas, your thoughts, your problems with friends, with classmates, depending on your age, you know what I mean? All these things do help you. And then again, if you have no one in your life, which is quite rare, let's say, then go a step further. Regrettably, this is not happening in today's world, and the way that people cope with it in most cases is by taking medicine, by basically abusing their medication. They're taking pills which can relax them. Some people have problems when they're in their sleep. They're taking different type of medication which again long term have negative effects if taken for extended periods of time, resulting in someone that has lost some of the key elements, the human elements, the elements which make them more loving, more caring, more calm, more relaxed, more grounded in their thought, in their speech, in all these things. You see a lot of people moving fast, talking fast, changing relationships, changing this. Nobody's staying in one place for more than a certain period of time, and that can be for many aspects. It can be for jobs, people changing jobs all the time. Accommodation, people changing where they live all the time, relationships, everything just keeps on moving. And the more it moves, the more pointless it becomes, the more it just brushes by through your eyes, and that kind of makes you more of an observer of life rather than actually living your life, you know what I mean? So your life is flashing before your eyes without you actually participating. That's why I said, like an autopilot. We see this in the road. A lot of people are zoning out. You lose bits and pieces of your life because everything, single thought on your mind is going. You're so much overpopulated in your mind that you're not paying attention to the little things, to the details, to what you're doing at the moment where you are. That can cause accidents on the road. It can cause many, many different things, you know what I mean? Which are all very, very, very negative. And again, like I said, I'm advising against it. You have to learn, and we're going to get a little bit onto how would you go about to fix this and what should you be focused. My idea, my suggestion, and this is for me again, like I said, I've got a lot of work to do. Most of these things I have not achieved, but I am trying and I am striving to get better, as we all should. One of the things is to try to enjoy the moment. Try to enjoy the moment. Try to take your time. Try to slow things down. Slow your pace, your walk, your thought, all the processes in your life. Slow them down. That does not mean that you're not productive at work. It does not mean that you're not. In some cases, you can even be more productive if you slow things down rather than keep on moving at a fast pace. It's a similar thing where you see some people where they are on the catering industry, you know what I mean, food service. You see many people that they're actually moving slower, they're moving a lot like that, and it's actually better, you know what I mean, they're actually performing better than what other people that are in a rush. You have to learn to slow things down. You have to learn to take your time with things. You have to learn to appreciate the moment that you're in. One of the things that has become evident to me is age, which is not the desired manner to live and experience this, but it is one of the things. I've also seen it on older people, you know what I mean? When a person gets older, they start becoming less mobile, they move slower, they actually do start taking the time. You might have seen somebody that is retired, they don't have work anymore. If you pay attention to the way that they get up in the morning, obviously you're going to say it's logical because they don't have any responsibilities, but part of that you can also simulate when you do have responsibilities with hard work. I do believe. I have managed to do this on quite some things. That's why I believe that we can fix this and we can do this. The way that you begin when you wake up in the first thing in the morning, I mean, you're rushing all the time. You've got your alarm clock, you set your time, you're not waking up the first time, the second time, then you're rushing. You're rushing to eat breakfast, everything is rushing, you know what I mean? Compare that to a retired person, an older person, let's say. They wake up, they make the coffee, they stare out of the balcony, they're enjoying the moment, they're enjoying the little things, they're slowing time down. But that is a necessity of life. What I'm suggesting is don't wait until you go to retirement. Try to do this a little bit earlier in your life. Try to do this when you're active in your life, in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, before age and time forces you to do this. Take the moment. Be present on what you're doing at the moment that you're doing it. Another thing that I've noticed, and I'm not advocating for, and I'm not going to say what my personal experience is on this matter, it's off the topic, but another thing that simulates this type of slowing down movement is by the use of drugs, which again, I'm saying I'm all against. I'm not advocating for that, but whoever has done drugs or has had some sort of psychedelic experience, they do tend to see that thing, you know what I mean? That time slows down. You might be staring at a plant, you might be sitting there laughing your ass silly, you know what I mean? Why? Because everything is slowing down. Try to simulate that without taking drugs, without becoming an old bastard, you know what I mean? Try to simulate that in your actively and work on slowing down things, you know what I mean? Try to pay attention at the movements, and this is a suggestion that I have tried to do, and it has worked to a big percentage. Like again, like I said, I'm not perfect, but it has worked at a huge percentage. It's worked to the point that I've actually managed in many cases in my life to slow things down. Sometimes I notice it when I'm walking from place A to place B. Try to pay attention when you're walking, how fast you're walking. Slow that down. Just slow it a little bit down, you know what I mean? Not a lot, don't go silly, but just slow it down a little bit. You will see a difference. You will give yourself a little bit more time to think. Think for yourself, in your internal thoughts. Get in touch with your instinct, your intuition. All these words are interrelated in a manner, you know what I mean? Another thing that I try to do is I try to focus and pay attention on things when I'm doing them, you know what I mean? Like, let's say I want to go make a coffee because I got a call in 15 minutes or something, whatever. I've noticed that when I go to do the coffee, and I'm not rushing, the way that I make the coffee, you know what I mean? I take the ice picks, put the coffee in, put the water. If I just slow down a tad bit, not a lot, I'm still in time for the meeting, for the call, for my work, for whatever that can be, you know what I mean? Try to slow down your life. Try to be a little bit more present in the moment. Try to appreciate the moment, and you will see that your body, your mind is going to calm down. You're going to be a little bit more relaxed. In Greece, where we are situated, we are blessed in that manner because we do have a social life, and there is a culture also which actually pushes towards taking our time. Whether it's the way that we drink our coffee, whether it's in Greece, we take our time in general, and there's specific places in Greece which they're taking a lot more of their time, and usually in those places we see that they're associated less with disease, with mental, physical illnesses. Why? Because it helps to be more healthy. You know, I mean, you're going to age much faster, and I think it's undesirable by anybody if you are continuous in a stressful state in your mind. That's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to mention. I wanted to just state this, notice it. It's a big thing in today's world. I think many people are noticing it. They know about it. They will say, yeah, it's a fast-paced moving world. Everybody says that, you know what I mean? It's not like a new topic that no one has thought about it, but have you actually realized it? Have you actually gone into the process of thinking, how do I go about fixing? How do I reverse this? How do I manage this? Or at least, how do I minimize this? I believe that there are ways. Just focus on what you're doing. Take a little bit of your time. Be present on the things that you're doing, on your movements, on your walking, on your thing. You're doing something. A little bit slowed down. Possibly try to manage a little bit your time management. Try to space things apart. Leave a little bit more room. When you're at work and you have a meeting, if you're going to book one meeting and then the other meeting straight after, so it's not healthy. Put a 15-minute break between them, just to reorganize your thought, reorganize whatever it is. So even on the professional manner, it can be more productive if you're going to slow things down, not to the point that you're not doing them, but if you're going to have 10 meetings in a day and you end up having 9 meetings with 10 minute breaks between them, you're not going to be like less productive. I believe, and I've tested some of these things to a certain extent, that you're actually more productive in such cases. So this is something that I'll advise for everybody. It was one of the thoughts that I had. I kept on saying it. It was triggered to me because I did see a lot of people that were having a lot of stress. So there was a couple of people that it was not a happy incident, let's say. The people that I know, that I'm not going to say what happened to them, but they were in a bad sense. And when I asked about them and like why, so and so is where he is, the response was, yeah, he was very stressed at work. He was working a lot of hours per week, a lot of responsibilities, his kids, his wife, his this and that, and now he's not with us anymore. Like, anyway, I don't want to get into the bad things, into the why I'm doing this video, but I wanted to do this video. I wanted to do this video and just let everybody know that, don't do that. It might seem very minuscule. You know what I mean? You might say, yeah, like, all right, everybody's stressed, so what? Yeah, I get you. Everybody's stressed, but taking that as a norm, I think, is not going to help anybody. You know what I mean? You can slow things down. You can try to limit the stress that you're having on a daily basis, and that is going to improve your life. So try actively, as I'm said before, for all of us, not just you, me also, to slow down our lives. Try to slow down our lives. Learn how to slow down our lives. For each one of us, it will be a different method for sure, but if our target is the same, if we have our scope is to relieve stress and slow down our process, allowing us a little bit of thought, I think we can achieve it. I have changed many things in my life, and I am at a stage where at least I'm happy to say that the chaotic rhythm that was previously existing in my life, I have managed to alleviate it. But I have not been able to totally dissipated, okay? But I have alleviated a lot of the stress in my life by changing these things. And to me, it came a little bit more natural. That's why I said to some other people might be a little bit more difficult, but nevertheless, all of us can do it. That's about it, guys. I hope you liked the video, I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below, leave your thoughts on the matter, share your ideas. We can all help each other. Different processes that each one of you might have followed, that you've seen that he helped you out. And if he has helped you out, like I said, leave a comment, try to be a little bit more engaging. This is part of why I'm doing this video content. And that's about it. So, I'd like to thank everybody. I wish everybody to have a good night, and we'll talk soon. Goodbye.